Doctor Strange has entered the multiverse of madness. So what better time to look at this Marvel Legends Doctor Strange? This was a Wal-Mart exclusive, released in March. It's one of those deluxe figures, which means they throw in a couple more accessories and charge you more. I wanted a Doctor Strange based on his classic comic book appearance, a silver Bronze Age costume, and that's what this is. Doctor Strange comes in the standard Marvel Legends box. He's not part of a series, just a standalone figure, so he gets his own logo there. We can see the figure, 2 alternate hands, 2 alternate heads, some magic effects, and 2 weapons. And a nice illustration and write-up on the back. The good doctor has all the standard articulation you usually see in Marvel Legends. Only exception would be that he does not have double-jointed elbows because of the sculpt of the tunic. The elbows are pinless, but they are only single-jointed. The knees are double-jointed, but they do have the visible pins, which aren't that visible because everything's black. I do like the sculpt on the figure, as well as the paint applications. I enjoy this classic Doctor Strange look with the bright primary colors. Articulation in the hips is hindered a bit by his tunic. And then, of course, up in the shoulders, you can only get his arms to go up so high with this cape. This is a solid plastic cape. I know a lot of people would have preferred cloth goods with this. I'm not sure if there are any customizers out there who are working on a cloth goods cape for this figure. If they are, hopefully they're putting wires in it so you can pose the cape as well. He comes with 2 magic effects for his spellcasting hands that are molded in a sort of translucent orange with a little bit of red paint applied. Those look good. He has 1 alternate closed fist hand and 1 grasping hand for the 2 accessories that he comes with. Those 2 accessories being the Wand of Watum, that's molded in a solid goldish color, and the axe of, I believe it's Angamurus, which has some nicely sculpted detail on the axe head. Doctor Strange wielding that Wand of Watum. Here he is with the axe accessory and also with the first of the 2 alternate heads that he comes with, which is the masked head. He wore this mask very briefly in the 70s. There was a very convoluted in-story explanation as to why he wore this mask. The actual reason was that sales on his book were dropping and they wanted to make him look more like a superhero rather than an old wizard, so they just put a mask on him. I mean, the problem with that is, in the comics, his neck was also the same color as the mask, whereas here you just get the flesh-colored neck with the masked head, so it doesn't really recreate what he looks like in the comics 100%. Here's the second alternate head, the closed eye head for meditation. I tried to get him into that meditation cross-legged stance. It doesn't quite work because the plastic tunic hinders what you can do with the hips. So it doesn't look quite right. The other thing is, I would have liked to have seen them put a little more thought into the cape. If they were giving us a rigid plastic cape, they should have sculpted it so it could work as a base for him to sort of hover on while he's in this stance. But the way they sculpted it, it doesn't quite work. If they had put a little more thought into that, it could have served double duty as a cape and as something that he could hover on. That's it for my look at Marvel Legends Classic Doctor Strange, and there's really not much to say. Hasbro really isn't reinventing the wheel at this point with Marvel Legends. It is good that they continue to produce both movie-based characters and comic-based characters, so you do have choices based on what aesthetic you like. For me, it's the comic book aesthetic. I know Marvel has been really pushing Doctor Strange as part of the Avengers because of the films, but to me, this version of Doctor Strange will always be the leader of the 1970s Defenders. Not whatever Netflix tried to do and call the Defenders. That was not the Defenders. This is the Defenders. I still have to source a comic book version of Valkyrie as part of this team, but when I think of the Defenders, these are the characters I think of. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.